Jesus.
Yeah, so now we're recording.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why does he have that voice?
I don't know, but it's funny.
I
Now my
like
cat
it. I like it, and I want to meet that man who voiced that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's recording now, huh?
Yeah.
What a
So
great
yeah,
start. What a lovely start, huh?
I know it's fantastic. But yeah, this is Jack Says Homestuck. I'm here with Abby, and Abby has some stuff to share with us today.
Yes, I've stolen your podcast to talk about the worst character, the worst iteration of Gamzee Makara out there for
Hmm.
public consumption.
Yeah.
Um, so like here's the deal is that I came up with these ideas like I don't know, an hour and a half ago, while I
Yeah.
was working. I was listening to a perfectly generic podcast as I always do while I'm working.
Of course.
And I don't know what exactly sparked it. Maybe it was listening to the older episodes of it. Maybe it was listening to the bullshit new episode on the intermission one where they talked about Sonic and the terrible, horrible things that come from that fandom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something in me today sparked me to think about Gamzee Makara and how, like, his actions in the epilogue are, like, really sad.
Hmm.
And how it's also, like, almost canon. Like, the one thing that keeps it from being canon is that it's non-essential.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely bullshit. But in the same, it might be essential. I don't know. But here's the thing is that it's relevant to, and I'll get into that in a little bit. It's relevant and it's true because everybody knows somebody in their life who's fucked up and become a terrible person, and you've had to put up with them, and like everybody wants you to forgive them anyway because they're a better person now. Could you hear the quotes I did around that?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So like I feel like I had better formed thoughts about this when they were just in my brain.
It
But
happens.
I went and grabbed some quotes from the epilogue, which made me even more sad. Um and I like basically went through the whole Candy epilogue, but only looked at the parts where Gamzee spoke.
Hmm.
And that was not fun.
No.
But so the first time he comes back, he's talking about like, oh, here's why nothing he did. Here's why Gamzee did nothing wrong. And he says like, I was abused and stuff as a child, and I was a disappointment, and that explains. He says, so that explains like pretty sure most of my crimes in a way that makes a motherfucker want to take his forgiveness out for a fucking spin.
Yeah.
Which that's hard to decipher. Um and he's like, "Oh, and I had like cultural pressures and shit. So like if you don't forgive me, if you don't like have sympathy for me, you're just as bad as me." Is what he basically says there. So that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, to me it sounds like someone was listening to some Gamzee stands and decided to make fun of them.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, here's why you're wrong, and we're going to make you so mad about it," which is
Yeah.
exactly what Gamzee does. And
Yeah.
I think that he's like kind of the best at his claspect. Like almost as I think he's better at his claspect than Dirk, I think.
Mm.
Because he incites the most hatred passively than any other character.
Yeah, that's true.
Except maybe Vriska. But like Gamzee's worse.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the Candy epilogue definitely pushed that over the edge
Yeah.
because, like, the thing that was different about the Candy versus Meat was that one of them had Dirk and one of them replaced Dirk with Gamzee, and one of those will make you more angry, and it just depends on the kind of person you are and which one you read first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Um yeah, Gamzee and Candy was
terrible.
something else. Just horrible.
Really awful.
And
And
just
like
awkward. And just like every time he was in a scene, I'm
like
like,
he literally like at near the end of it he was like like wearing a diaper and drinking Jane's breast milk. What the
yeah,
fuck?
yep. there's just a lot of
And
cringe
he
going on
also,
with
and
Gamzee.
not to mention, and trigger warning by the way, right now, because I'm about to talk about pedophilia, it's very heavily coded that, like, you know, in John's words, uh, Gamzee bad touched Tavros,
Yeah, which
which
Tavros
he
says he didn't,
Tavros
but
was like,
like,
"Yeah, I can understand why you think that." He says, well, I think for the same reason that led you yourself to wonder, Uncle John. He's a very, very bad clown uncle, but I think I'm not allowed to say or think such a thing, because Uncle Gamzee has undertaken his redemption arc, with a spirit of great sincerity, I've been told. So the truth is, no matter how I may feel about him, Mother tells me that he is not actually bad, and therefore anything he does cannot truly be bad.
yeah.
And then later he says, in the same page, I don't want you to worry too much, though his occasional sojourns in my, which by the way, he's like 8 or 5. I don't fucking know. Sojourns?
Yeah.
Wow. This kid is smart. This poor kid. Are not of especially ill intent, I don't think. He's told me in confidence that his intention is to train me. And then John says, train you? He says, yes, in matters of combat, philosophy, life, love. Ew.
Oh God, yeah, you're right.
Which, yeah,
So many bad things.
really, really bad things. And it's like, the whole time, like, John is being, like, chastised by, like, Roxy and Calliope and everybody around him for, like, calling Gamzee out and being like, hey, maybe we, like, shouldn't let him get away with this stuff. And they're like, no, don't you see? He's trying to be a better person. He's trying to have a redemption arc. Just let him do his thing. He's growing. But he's actually really not. And he's just
Yeah,
worse now. He's less violent and more disgusting.
yeah, he's less violent, but he's just still so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's I John was right from the beginning where it's like maybe we shouldn't do this, and everyone is just like blind to it the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, and
Yes. Sorry.
it's bad. Sometimes I miss the little clown we had at the beginning who was like a weird little juggalo, but he was just like high and stupid.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really like those, like, fucking insane ass white people who do a bunch of murder and their neighbors are like, oh my gosh, we never saw this coming. And it's like, it's like that.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Also, his idea of redemption is also pretty fucked up in that it's just like one of the first conversations, or I guess one of the conversations he has early on in that epilogue is talking to John, where he's like, hey, I got my redemption arc, now it's time for yours. About Roxy, he's like, you got this bitch on a rope, it's time you pull her into your tent, I can smell it on you, brother, you've wasted years letting this premium hoe slip through your fingers, less fucking conscionable than any crude stunt I pulled in my day, I must tell you, a capital motherfucking crime to be squandering earth pussy like that. And John says, holy shit.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, but like, Gamzee sucks.
Yeah, Gamzee sucks a whole lot just from the very beginning because that was when he was like first out of the fridge. And yeah, his redemption is just like, I'm sorry, I've been redeemed. And that's it.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you know how like I was the worst fucking person? Now you have to forgive me or you're terrible and everybody's going to like uh be mad at you for that.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do literally anything. It's
And
just,
then Vriska, the only person with any common sense, comes back and kills him for it.
yeah, after a slight
Yeah.
indiscretion.
You can't blame her. And he's disgusting.
Yeah.
She was still 16 and he was like 40 or something.
Oh god, yeah. No one knows how old Gamzee is at any point in time because of all of his weird shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that till later. It's gross.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, then the
But
whole
yeah.
like getting ghosts to redeem each other and like making Airden and Feferi like
The
kiss.
fairy kiss, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like uh another one I grabbed, which is relevant to that. It was like Terezi and John's conversation where he just sent her a picture of Tavros and Gamzee making out. I was like, I think you'd be interested. She said, why would I ever want to see Gamzee making out with Tavros again?
Yeah.
And he says, usually he just feeds the milk out of that stupid baby bottle he keeps with him all the time. Like baptism.
Yeah. God, that's so gross.
Mm-hmm. Also, another thing I noticed while looking, like skimming through the Candy epilogue again, was that um, Gamzee specifically says that his relationship with Jane is a kismecissitude or
Hmm.
kismecissitude or whatever the hell. Um, which, like, I'm not worried about Jane because she's terrible in both epilogues, but
Yeah.
I remember how his other kismecissitude went. Not that I have any doubt that Jane would, like, pound his ass into the dirt, but I have a feeling that there was probably physical violence.
Yeah, that's definitely a concern because yeah, he doesn't have the best relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Best part of that epilogue, besides Vriska killing him, was uh fucking Karkat just laying into him.
yeah.
That was great.
What was that? Was that one at the wedding or not the funeral?
It was at the funeral, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know if I have anything more to say.
Okay, just a little rant about
Yeah,
Gamzee.
I just like listen, like it sucks because really everybody's like one of the things that is making John like doubt his sense of reality and like, oh, am I thinking about this all wrong? Is that he knows he can see right through all that bullshit. Like everything Gamzee did was completely 100% wrong, but he's being told left and right that Gamzee is a good person now, which is the exact kind of like gaslighting that a lot of people have to deal with when it comes to like
Yeah.
abusive family members and stuff.
'Cause yeah, everyone's like they're okay. Like even if like they recognize that they were bad before, they're okay now. So you just gotta like move past everything. It's like they haven't changed at all.
Yeah. They say before it's like the oh wait no, another thing about like a relation to white people is that it's like when a murderer or like a pedophile when they're white they get let out of prison way too early
Hmm.
or like if they shouldn't be at all like Gamzee and
Yeah,
then everybody's just supposed to accept what they did because they did their time.
yeah, and it's supposed to be like back to normal.
Yeah. And I know, like, I haven't had to deal with like abusive family members that I've been like pressured into forgiving, but I know a lot of people who have been, who've dealt with like specific kinds of abuse that Gamzee is hinted to have engaged in. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, it's messed up. But at least they treat it like John is the only sane person when it comes to Gamzee.
Yeah, and he went off, and I'm so proud of him for that. He fucking whipped up a
Mhm.
tornado in that room because he was so pissed.
Yeah, there's a lot to be upset about with that.
John gives me
That's
hope.
that's that's a blog though. There's a lot to be upset about with
There's
that.
a lot to be upset about, which means that the story is going to keep happening and it means that stuff is relevant.
Yeah,
Because if we weren't upset, then it wouldn't matter.
exactly.
Which is why rage is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the end of the epilogues, we also have hope, and that's another reason why hope and rage are so awesome as a dichotomy and blah blah blah.
Yeah, all fun stuff.
Yeah. There really I don't think there is more to say. Well, I'm sure there's more to
Okay.
say, but I'm just not smart enough to think about it.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it was nice to just have you on for a little like mini rant about Gamzee.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Abby, for coming on. for this little mini episode that should be releasing on Saturday, just as a little in between.
Yay.
Um, I definitely want to do stuff like this more often. So thank you for approaching me with this because it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun to just have you on to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
So
We should do this
so
more
yeah, thank
often.
you, and I will see you guys with Abby again Wednesday
Hell yeah. Hey, can I do a self-serving PSA?
for sure. Yeah.
So, stop doing rodeos and stop breaking your entire leg because I'm the person who has to take out those half casts. I'm
Oh,
the person who has to take out the trash
yeah.
for entire leg casts, and those are not easy to bag up.
It has to sound
So
gross.
like stop breaking your entire leg. Also, they smell bad.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like that would not smell good, but yeah, stop breaking your leg. You know, all those
Yeah, stop
people.
breaking legs. Stop breaking legs. Stop doing what Vriska does to Tavros. I mean, I guess she paralyzed him, but still.
Yeah, and speaking of you giving shout outs, do you want to like shout out any current projects you're working on or your Twitter or anything like that?
I ain't doing shit until I graduate,
That's true.
which I guess is this next coming Monday, but I'll be starting to do things, but they won't show up for a little while. I'm gonna
Okay.
shout out Sokon.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, it's Crow's project. The amazing Homestuck online convention takes place entirely online. Please stop asking whether it's in real life because it's online. It says so in the name.
Yeah, that's the whole point of
Um,
it, is that it's online.
no, but yeah, go follow that Twitter and also go follow Yo It's Crow because she's awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'll leave links
Also
to
go
that in
follow
the
Jax.
description. Hmm?
Follow Jax. That
Yeah,
too.
follow me. If you're
Follow
listening to this,
you.
follow me.
Oh, I'm gonna do one more shout out, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Autumn, if you've listened this far, you're a trooper, and um, I appreciate how much you love Vriska as a person and how you think she's done nothing wrong at all ever. That's it.
Yeah. Just shout out to Vriska stands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Autumn is definitely a Vriska stan.
Awesome.
Okay, let's end this shit.
Okay, yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday.
Bye.